Okay, hopefully you've seen this before. It's called synthetic division. It's a much quicker way of dividing polynomials. Unfortunately, it only works in special cases, and those cases are when we're dividing by something of the form x minus c. Well, it could be x plus c, but the point is this first thing is a plain x. It has a coefficient of 1 and a degree of 1, right? So I'm going to show you how we do this. If I have 2x to the fourth plus 7x cubed plus x minus 12 divided by x plus 3, right? I'm not going to do the big box. I'm going to do a little box out here, okay? And I'm going to start, how do I decide what I put in here? I look at my divisor, what I'm dividing by, and I take the opposite of this here. It's actually, I'm taking the 0 and putting it here, okay? And then for the rest of my first row, I look in my dividend, what I'm dividing into, and I use the coefficients there. However, do you note we go from x to the fourth, x cubed, down to x. There's no x squared term. Just like with long division, if you're missing any terms, you do have to fill them in with 0 placeholders. So my first row then would be 2, 7, 0 for my x squared, 1, and negative 12. Leave a row of space and draw a line, and then we're going to start dividing. The very first step is easy. You drop whatever that first number is. I drop my 2. And then what we do with these numbers down here is we're going to multiply them by this thing in the box. So multiply with the negative 3 gives me a negative 6. We put that in the middle row. Then you add these rows together, and I get a positive 1. Then we do that again. We multiply, get negative 3, put that in the middle. And then we add, and that gets us negative 3. Then we multiply again, negative 3 and negative 3 is a positive 9, and we add, and that gives me 10. And then I take 10 times negative 3, gives me negative 30, and I add one more time and get negative 42. Now, I took 2x to the fourth divided by an x plus 3. Okay, well, 2x to the fourth divided by x is going to have to start with a 2x to the third. Okay, this is always going to be 1 degree less than what you started with. And you're using these as your coefficients. So 2x cubed plus 1x squared, we usually don't write the 1, minus 3x plus 10, and I'm out of terms, so this last guy here is always going to be our remainder. So we'll just put our negative 42. Let me take you through another one quickly. We've got x to the third minus 7x squared plus 13x plus 3 divided by an x minus 2. No missing terms this time, so I don't have to fill in any zeros. And then we're going to start with our little box, and how do we decide what goes in here? We look at our divisor and we do the opposite. We take the 0 of this factor, which would be a positive 2. Then I read off my coefficients, 1, negative 7, 13, and 3, and that's the rest of my first row. Leave some room and get started. Drop this down, that's a 1. Okay, you don't have to really think about that. And then we multiply. So that's 2, and then I'm going to add my rows, get a negative 5, multiply, get negative 10, add and get 3, multiply one last time, get 6, add and have a 9. So again, if I start with an x to the third, that means my answer is going to be 1 less than that, or x to the second. It's 1x to the second, so just x to the second, minus 5x, a plus 3, and this last guy is our remainder.